Hello, welcome to Going Native with me, Neil Stokes. This is the interview series where I talk to Catalan people in English. And today I've got, one of them's not Catalan, no?
I am.
No, you are both, okay.
Yeah.
No, because sometimes they're not. I've got two people in the studio. Welcome. We've got Sergio Freijo.
Yes.
And Aysha Daraahui. Okay, where's that name from then?
My father is from Morocco.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but I'm Catalan. My mom is Catalan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you two are from Microescape, Microescape, which is, I was going to explain it. It should be you explains what it is, but it's a concept in a theatre which mixes theatre plays with the room escape phenomenon experience. We'll talk a little bit about that, and you're the guys who do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now we're in the second edition of...
yeah, I was going to say, so take it away. Tell us a little bit more about the concept, what it is exactly, because I just did a terrible job. I'm sure you do a
No,
better
it's
job.
normal because it's a new concept. It's the first time that we do something like this in Spain.
Okay.
And yeah, it's normal. You don't know it about...
Okay, well, tell the people watching exactly what we're talking about then.
So it's a mixture between the micro theater, which started like some years ago, and they're doing it in Miami, Madrid, in Barcelona, and different places around the world, in Valencia. But now they...
this is the thing which is very popular. A group of people will go to a room and they've got to solve a certain number of puzzles to be able to get out of the room, no?
Exactly.
Just in case there's anybody out there who hasn't heard it. That's more or less...
Yeah.
No?
And then Roomscape, which is this concept that just boomed out like some years ago, and now they mix them both.
Okay.
And now they're it's like a tiny piece of theater. You invent a little bit of the history, and then you have 5 minutes to spare, and then you have a counter that you activate, and then they have 5 minutes to solve the problem, and then they try to escape from the room somehow, or to solve an enigma.
Exactly.
So this is so it's like watching a play, like going to the theatre to watch a play, but at the end of the play, you've got this puzzle element.
Yeah, at the beginning, the people form part in the problem, no? And then, yes, the last 5 minutes, they have to resolve the problem.
Okay, and this takes place where? Where does this happen? Where do you do
It depends.
Yeah.
It's, so Microteatra, the place, is in Córcega with Bailén, so very centric in Barcelona. There's 4 rooms for Microescape. We're doing it on Wednesday evenings and on Sunday mornings. We're right now in the second edition. First edition went really, really good. We're right on our second week.
Okay.
And there's different rooms. There's 4 rooms right now. Different stories.
Right.
Like we're in different stories, for example.
So if you come along, for example, on a Wednesday evening to do one of these, you can just you choose which story you want. You've got which room you want to go to, and the stories are all different. Tell us a little bit about the stories. What type of stories are we dealing with?
Go first.
Okay, mine is about a museum, and there is a problem in the museum with paints. And the people who goes to the museum, and suddenly happens something. And I can't say anything more.
Spoiler alert.
But it's about museum, and so mine, I can't say anything more.
I understand, so spoiler, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're always, and what about yours, Sergio?
Mine's called, I was seeing there, the museum. So
this is the museum one.
Exactly.
This is the museum.
That's a poster for hers. I've seen another one, which is the green one, which is mine, it's La Partida, which is the game. And it's a couple. It's me and my girlfriend. We're in our apartment, and they come over for a poker play. And then something happens in the end, and you have to solve at the end. Yeah.
Who writes these stories then? Where are they from?
So they're from Rock?
So, yeah, the 3... So
There's yours, La Partida.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is...
So it's a theater company, which is called Testis Testigues. It's like a typical Catalan saying, which is Tres Tristes Tigres, and then they remove the R's to make it like more funny to go over the joke. And it's 3 people. It's Joan Oliver, Damià, and Roc Oliver. And Roc and Joan are cousins. And they had this idea, marvelous idea. They're doing a terrific job. They're writing all of these pieces in very short amount of time.
Roc Oliver is the writer.
Roc Oliver is the writer.
So they are original then as well, I suppose. But the idea they got from abroad originally, though?
Yeah, so it's, as I said, it's this mixture between a tiny format of theater, and they're constantly doing new things. They're constantly renewing themselves, and they're saying, how can we keep improving and keep doing new stuff for micro theater and keep people engaged in new things? And then they came up saying, wow, like Roomscape right now, it's booming. Why don't we do something combined? And we the first day of the second edition, and I believe the first edition also, came many like how would you call it, like people who are really into roomscapes, and they came like. And they solved it in like 1 minute, and I was like mesmerized. I say, "Wow,
crazy!
I would have not done it better." You know,
they were like experts. So they've done
like,
lots of them.
They're really geeky.
I didn't
really
think about
freaky.
that. So that there are people who, obviously, like with everything, other people who really get into it and go to all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we get like
and if they don't resolve,
people,
they do it again sometimes.
Yeah. They even point out new things or new, like you could do this better, or you could put out other things that you didn't think of, because they've done like all roomscapes around Barcelona. I myself, I really like them. I've done 3 already.
And there is also like 2 rooms for kids, where the kids can come and
Well, that was one of the things I was going to ask you about. Is this a family thing, or is it more of an adult thing, or whatever? But you've got both things.
It is both, no? It depends the room. Normally it's for adults, but now we have 2 rooms that the kids can come.
You had a room full of kids on
last Sunday,
yes.
Like girls and boys.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to change the way you behave. I mean, because it's a very interactive thing. That
was another thing I was going to ask you about, because if the audience are interacting in some way, which they have to, to be able to, does the way you do it change each time, I guess?
Right. I had 2 friends coming over, and suddenly I have a different name, and I'm a different person, but still they're 2 friends of mine, and I was like, right, Juan? But I was still in the play.
Yeah, and you have to talk to them.
What they really like is that they engage with us. We sometimes like improvise different things depending on the context, depending how the person reacts, because we make them participate in the play.
And how does it compare, doing this, how does it compare to the other work you've done, acting work you've done, the more conventional acting work? How does the experience compare for you?
For me, it's so grateful, and I don't know, I like, because you have the possibility to be in your role, but at the same time to talk with the people with no left your role, I don't know, I like it because it is more,
more in contact with your audience and things like that.
You can get
you don't have in a theatre when you're on a stage meters away from the people and all in darkness.
You can get off from the script. Not like in theatre, you always have to be really methodic with the things you're saying. It just came into my mind. I went to see a play with Oscar Isaacs. He was doing Hamlet, and then he got really mad, and he something happened with the chicken, and he stained a woman in first row. But it was the moment he had to say, "Oh, what a peasant that I am," and he just improvised, but it was perfect for the moment. So it's that feeling that you can improvise and still be in the moment and still make these people have a great experience and feeling like, was that a script, or was that like really like someone inviting us to our apartment or to a museum? I think it's really engaging.
And it's always fresh, I suppose, that way, because then it's always like a little bit different every time, because the people are always different and the way they respond is always different.
Different reactions.
And so on. And how did you 2 get involved in this? How did that come about?
Me, by a friend, talking. This is an actor's world,
I had a friend who did a micro theater, and now she's always into stuff. She's also she's my co-worker in the play, and she said, "Oh, I know a very funny guy He's just come from studying abroad theater, and I think he would do a good job. And I just got the job. And it was,
Is that usual, the way actors get jobs, is word of mouth and
yeah, not always, but if they really need a role like yes, but if not, it's just talk, and I have a friend, he can or no, or this is the days, maybe check it, and just do it.
Yeah.
It's a hard world. You just have to keep striving to get it, and to keep continuing, and to build that network of people you can trust with.
It is tough, isn't it? I've got some active friends, and there's the insecurity as well. Although they're older now, and they sort of they've got used to it after decades of not having security. You do eventually just sort of get, that's the way it is for you, and you accept it. You know?
And in Spain, it's really hard. Yeah. It's really hard. You don't really know where to start. Everyone have their journeys, have their different way to do it. And I don't know, my experience, I studied in America, in New York, and it was a different experience. There's showcases, there's agents, everything's very metered up, and there's work, there's a lot of work.
There is better industry.
But in here, the industry is suffering. There's been also problems with the political situation, and there's some production companies who do not want to come here to film, and now there's again.
Yeah,
I mean, it was hard before, but now it's even harder.
Yeah, yeah.
And how do you tackle with that, having to pay rent and having to look for a job you do not want to do?
Yeah.
You just gotta.
Well, this is a little bit where this type of idea comes in, no? Because you are. That situation, which is not ideal, it forces you to be inventive and come up with new ways of doing the job and stuff. And that's exactly what you're doing here.
Exactly.
About the people who go to these, then, apart from the fanatics of escape rooms and stuff, is there a certain type of person who mostly comes to these? You know, what's the typical profile of the audience member at one of these?
It depends. It's a lot of people in the industry. A lot of directors. So I think the best thing in microtheater is that the directors or writers can go and see an actors, professionals or not, it doesn't matter. In 15 minutes, you don't spend too much time. You can see
It's like an audition or something?
Yeah, it's something like this. And the
almost
actors,
like a showcase where they can see your work, because I'm like all the time, I just came from abroad, who can see me doing what? I do not know this industry, but at the same time, there's people who come like, oh, what are we doing this Sunday morning? I just went with friends for a vermouth, and oh my God, I'm in Gracia, and there's this new thing. What is this? Well, it sounds interesting. It's Roomscape, which I like, and it's theater, which I like, and it's 20 minutes. It's €5. It's worth it. It's affordable.
Yeah,
let's just go.
Yeah.
And we have like a group of 50, 60-year-old people, and I'm like, oh, maybe that wasn't for me, like the target of people to come. But we're having more middle-aged or older people than youngsters.
Yes.
In my experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the young people who are coming are friends of mine, you know? But there's then again it's like
people in the world, actors, and then the mayor.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, I mean, that's the idea, though, isn't it? As people get to know it, it attracts more and more people from different things. What about, have you got any sort of experiences to share with us? Because you've done a lot of these now, I guess, with a lot of different people in a lot of different situations and so on. What's the any observations to make about how the people react to it? Because it is a new thing for a lot of people, I imagine, turning up and doing this.
Well, microtheater tries to mix people who've been for a while there, but also getting new people to do this. So they're giving opportunities to upcoming actors, and that's really grateful. But we are like an exception. We are first-timers, actually, in microteatro. We had not done it before. My partner has been like doing different microteatro.
Yeah, like my partner.
Works.
He was also in the first edition.
Exactly. But we're newcomers.
Yeah.
And we're.
And
really
the audience, how if is it? You tell the people who've never been before because they have to. I mean, how does it work with the audience? They've got to form a group, I suppose. They've got to. if they know each other, that's going to be easier, no? But if they're strangers, is there other problems with them, sort of, in such a short period of time, coming together and cooperating and sharing ideas in order to come up with a solution? I can see a problem there, no? Because people are shy, it takes them a while. How does that work?
What do you think?
I don't know. At the end, the people, I don't know. They talk and they do it. I don't know.
It's different, like...
you help too, no? When they are...
There are people who are really engaged and come on, let's do this, let's do that. And there's other people who are like, you know. But I think most of the people that come, they're real engaged. It's not like really crazy what we're asking for them to do. And they
really
always get
it.
a really great experience. We at the end we say, hey, thank you very much for coming. What do you think? They're like, we loved it. We didn't have anyone saying, what is this? You know. And I really like hers. I think hers is one of my favorites.
I didn't see yours. Sorry. Next time.
Hasn't
Today
seen
maybe.
me yet.
Can't find the time. Can't find 15 minutes.
Exactly. But
and the Microteatro as well also does other things apart from that. Tell us a little bit about the whole setup, not just the Microescape side of it, which is one thing you do. What about, tell us a little bit about some of the other activities of the
There was a horror one in which it was like a room, and then it's like kind of inspired in Saw and other horror movies and gore movies. And there's other, that's what I was saying, that they're trying to reinvent themselves all the time. That's what it makes it also successful in that side, right? But then it has also they rated it like, oh, this is more for kids. That is more musical. Now our director Joan Oliver is doing a musical piece one, and it's overall for kids, right? But then you have like the more spicy ones, like oh, only older than 13 can come to this one. So there's a great variety, and it's like, oh, this month we're doing that. That other month we'll be doing that other thing. And I think it's great because you get to choose, and you get different people, different tastes, and then there's that one that does all of them all the time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. And so, how can people find out about this? What's the website? I suppose is the best place. I was having a look at the website. It's very nice, very attractive website.
Thank you.
It looks like nobody gets that. It's important, isn't it, these days?
It's new.
I looked at it and thought, oh, it looks really smart sort of operation, and it's a very nice website. Where can people find out more about this?
And by Microteatro Barcelona, www.microteatrobarcelona.com. Instagram, we have now Microescape Barcelona, or by Microteatro Barcelona, there is links inside too.
Yeah. Now we're gonna be brought up to Atrápalo. I think for the next week you can buy through Atrápalo also.
Well, the other interesting possibility, I suppose, is with Barcelona attracting so many foreign people as well. The idea of doing one in English.
We've had foreigners coming, and we sometimes are. I think some of them are in Catalan and some of them are in Spanish. Okay. There have been some of them in English. It rings a bell. I'm not sure about it, but I know for sure it combines Catalan and it combines Spanish. Some of them, but we've had foreigners come in. And they really liked it. Yeah.
No, because with such a masses of people coming to Barcelona, and with it being, as you say, it's not even a big commitment. It's a short amount of time. It's not a lot of money. It's the sort of thing that people might just looking for something to do would go into that. No.
And also, it's a great neighborhood afterwards if you want to have something to drink. It's just so easy. I think it's a good plan. It's a really good plan.
It's a perfect plan on Sunday or today.
And there's also combos to see all the shows. The 4 pieces, and then what is it going to take you? Like maybe 1 hour and a half, the most,
which is still less than your average play.
Exactly,
anyway, I suppose, and things.
Exactly.
And what about you two then? We'll finish off a little bit talking about you as actors and so on, because I was reading up a little bit about you. Why don't you tell the people watching a little bit about what you've done before you got here and so on. What about you, Aysha? Because you were in a couple of TV series and things, no? And
I did some things, not too much. Now I'm preparing. I'm doing trainings between Madrid and Barcelona, and with the Microescape. And I have not too much time, but yeah. So I don't know. I've been in a lot of places. Pero no.
And so starting in this business, is it tough? Is it hard getting into the business?
Yeah, it's hard. But what you must do is a good reel and good manager and just start, in the industry. It's difficult. But I don't know. I'm between Madrid and here. I have not too much projects. Yeah. Going on, but yeah.
And is acting, was that something that you always wanted to do, or was it something that just happened for you?
No. When I was a kid, maybe 5 years, I've been doing theater many years, and then I stopped. My parents, blah, blah, a lot of things. And one day I said, okay, Aysha, go, do it, because you love it. Yeah. And I started studying Nancy Tuñón in Gracia. I did 3 years. I finished last June, and now I spend all the summer in LA doing like self-tape courses and what we really need, at the end. And then I came back and I started with the micro theater, and I'm doing short films and other projects. But
you're still making your way. And Sergio, you've been in a few things, haven't you? Well, you said you were in the States studying, and then but you've done theatre, film, and television, no?
Like 3 years ago, I studied a degree here in politics, but I said I just want to follow my passion. So I moved to America. I moved to New York, and I went to the Stella Adler Studio of Acting conservatory program for 2 years, and like a new world widened up for me. They gave me the tools that I think I need, and I moved back to Spain. It's really complicated there with all the people trying the same, all the agents who are not going to book you if you do not have a green card or if you do not have. And I'm like, I might as well just start off here. Yeah. So I came back here. I did a couple of things, a couple of theater plays. I got an agent, which I'm really happy because it's really hard to find. And every time more, Spain and overall Barcelona, many international productions are coming here to film, and they're looking for people who can legally work in Spain or in Europe, and they're looking for people who can also have good English. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe that's my thing. I should do that. And right now I'm looking for an agent in London to manage me around Europe, because there's many productions coming here, like Snatch, Game of Thrones, Narcos, Silsa's Cross, Netflix series. They're coming here. They're looking for actors. You just have to find that place in the industry. It is hard, though.
At the end.
Yeah. And it takes a lot of time and working in things you do not want to work, you do not like. But if you just gotta keep trusting, although it might never happen, you can only do this.
Well, it's what you just said now, Aysha. The important thing is if you love it. No, you said, I loved it. That's the thing. If it's something that you love and you feel passionate about, you don't resent the time you put in, the effort you put in. You actually, it's part of the
and also it's what you project when you go into that audition. Yeah, if you're like the one who wants to get the job, like, for God's sake, I want this job. Please cast me. Then they're gonna be like, it's something you feel. There's things they feel, like it's nonverbal work. Yeah. Like I can be saying something, but my subtext is going to be cheating me. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So we do all these courses. Lucy Lennox, who is a casting director, we're both there. She's really great. She's given us opportunities, and she got us to meet people.
Well, the best of luck anyway with that, because you're lucky at the beginning of your careers, so that's great. You've got a whole career to look forward to, and it sounds like you've got a good idea of it. But anyway, we'll have to finish there. But people should go and check out Microescape. Yeah. There on Micro Teatra on Carrer Bailen, or check them out on their very smart website. Yeah. And thank you very much for coming, and the best of luck with the new season.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
This was Going Stater with Neil Stokes. See you next week.